Hi everyone, just a little update. I've just gotten home from having my platelet transfusion, which was much needed. Yeah, as of this morning before, when they were doing all the cross matching and things like that, my levels had dropped to 11,000. So they were dropping pretty rapidly. So yes, feeling 10 times better than I did this morning. I've even just been able to twist the lids on my, what is it, the Ninja Bullet lids, because there's something I can't do when I'm really, really low in energy. As stupid as that sounds, something so simple. No, it's and then you've got to twist the lids on because they've got a ring and they sort of suction. And then you've got to get it into the machine and twist again and then untwist, and then it takes a lot out of you. And I haven't actually really been able to do that for a good week properly. Every now and then I could get it done, other times I couldn't. So I was that exhausted that I just couldn't even do what I needed to do to keep myself doing the right things or healthy, eating the right things, drinking the right things. So yeah, it's been a pretty rough week, but I am feeling better now. And we just got the phone call, and Sarah said that my levels are at 19,000. That is straight after the infusion, which they'll climb for the next 24 hours, which is great. So as of this morning, before when they took the test, they said you won't be having chemo this Thursday. But I'm hoping they review that because I'm having bloods taken every day, and they, if it's climbed up to just under or just over 25,000, then I'll push for them to do it again. And because it's the last one in the cycle, and then I have a week break, and then I have the PET scan, and then it starts again. So sort of just push, and then I can have that break, but it may drop off too much in the 2-day drop. We just don't know. So we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. And then the second cycle is over and done with, and I can have the PET scan and see how the dostarlimab is working, if it started working or whatever. So if I have chemo this Thursday, I will have dostarlimab and chemotherapy. If I don't, it'll just be the dostarlimab, I think. I don't know. I have to actually ask that one. I'm pretty sure that I can still have that, but it does still weaken your immune system, or it does play havoc on your immune system. So I don't know, actually. I need to ask that question. But if so, when I have the PET scan, that means I've had 2 doses of dostarlimab. I think that my tumour has grown just from pain-wise. It's sort of levelled out again after Christmas, but all through and just before Christmas and through Christmas, it was quite painful. And so I've got an indication that it has grown since my last PET scan. Because it's so large, I feel more discomfort when it gets bigger. And then, of course, you sort of get used to that pain level, and you get used to dealing with it, I suppose, is the only way you can say it. So, yeah, you sort of just get used to it. And it hasn't I haven't noticed that pushing pain or feeling like a growth pain since probably just before or around the new year. So that's a good thing. So I'm sort of expecting it to have grown just a little bit, or my hope is that it's still the same, and the dostarlimab has started working, and it's just holding, or it's reduced it from where it may have gotten to, and it's come back to where it was. So to have the scans is really important to sort of know where you are, because it gives you hope as well. And not just a reason to fight, but you fight harder, or you find the energy to fight when you know that there's some hope and things are working. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'll know more tomorrow about, whether I have the dose dialmab on its own. I haven't actually asked that question. But that's my update for now. But I've just made my protein drink. It's this thing, which is even hard for me to lift. See this? It's huge. How much is it? I think there's only... All right, so it's 873 mils. That is so heavy for me to lift. But that's my protein water. So I've actually come home and I was able to twist all the lids on and off, and it's like, oh. So see what a little bit of platelets, or a lot of platelets can do. It's not a little bit, it's a lot. And that is going to be an ongoing regime that is now built into the treatment. I am going to have fortnightly platelet transfusions, for the simple fact is I keep dropping off and it keeps sort of setting things back, or I am too ill to really function. Because during this last weekend, I was highly considering putting myself into hospital, and I held off because I wasn't able to make my proteins and do the right things, what I needed to do. But I held off, and so it's touch and go. So having platelets more regularly, because I have a single donor, that's going to be a more viable option, and to keep me more at a steady level and hopefully keep climbing and not just falling into the critical range anymore, because it just makes my body fight so much harder and use so much more energy and burn through whatever nutrients I can put into it. I've lost 4 more kilos, I think it was. What am I now? Yeah, I've lost 4 kilos, which is a lot slower than it was, but that's been over the last week, so that's pretty rapid. Because my body's fighting everything. It's fighting the cancer, it's fighting the chemo treatment, it's fighting the sepsis, and all the antibiotics it puts in, because your body does fight against antibiotics, especially when you're having massive doses. Those haven't changed. They are still 4-hourly for now. My levels had started declining, but they were still higher than what they previously were before New Year's. So hopefully platelets will help. See, and the reason why we've also worked it in that we're going to have fortnightly platelet transfusions is because you lose platelets when you have sepsis as well. So it's all working against it, and I need to have it more frequently to boost and hopefully just get it into a semi-normal area, or just staying above critical. I think to get to 250,000, which is just inside the normal range, is pushing it, but we'll give it a good go. But yeah, it's a little bit brighter and a little bit more alert. My brain fog is sort of, because when you have low platelets, you get a whole different level of brain fog. Brain fog? Oh my God, maybe it's still... but you have a whole different level of fogginess. You sort of feel like you're fading. It's not a nice feeling at all. So feeling a lot peckier this afternoon, and I will probably for the next 24 hours, and then it'll drop off a little bit, and then hopefully keep climbing after that. So fingers crossed, and that's my update. So much love, everyone.